I have no clue how this all fit, and this is definitely the most that Polestar has ever been loaded with. Because, good morning comrades, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the Nürburgring for now, and it's going to be a very exciting video, namely a very exciting trip to Croatia, because Maggie, Mimi and Pancake and I are ready to go. Yes! So, it's going to be very interesting because we'll be going with Polestar 2, the electric car. My record, so to say, of going from Zagreb to Nürburgring or back was about 8.5 hours in a Golf 4 TDI, which needed only one refueling stop just to be sure, but I'm sure it could have made on one tank of fuel. With this is going to be a different story, especially on winter tires, more rolling resistance. It's cold. The practical range, or the range that the car shows, is 400 kilometers, but the actual range in these conditions is more like 250, 300 maybe. And of course everyone is going to say like, yeah, but with internal combustion engine car, blah blah blah. That's what I said as well. With the Golf TDI I could go for a longer range, but with this is what we have. With Polestar has also cars, for example, with longer range, which are even cheaper. This is a performance model, etc, etc, etc. So let's not compare pears and apples. Let's just work with what we have, and let's see how long it is going to take us. So right now we are in Nürburgring, and it is 9:24. So yes, let's hop in the car and start our trip to Croatia. And first stop is going to be Zagreb. Well, the actual first stop is going to be somewhere at a charging station. Hi Diana, bye Diana. Viva
Yay!
Argentina!
Yay! Happy New Year!
Merry Chrysler! Merry Crisis! And just a quick pit stop at ED for some snacks and swapping shoes, probably for driving shoes. First stop. We also had 2 stops before, so kind of good delay already. Probably the only fluids need to refill on the EV.
Good that you're a driver, not a mechanic.
Yeah. You're the barkeeper here.
So I need to put fluids in the car.
No, but you know how to pour stuff.
No comment.
Real child lock activated for the kids. Not really efficient, but we realized we both were hungry, so we decided to have some food while the car is charging. It's kind of useless because it's charging at a very low power capacity now, and we already can start driving. So, but yeah, good waste of time, I guess. Food is always a good excuse. You just had food, no crying. 95%. That's quite good. 14:03. Gonna be a longer trip, 2.5 hours. Here we go. We good to go?
Not impressed.
Confused.
I am good to go.
You are good. Fast forward to middle of Austria near Graz. Yeah, we have roughly 4.5 hours to go if we don't have to stop for a charge, but we do. But most importantly, I want to say that we have encountered our first issue, because first we stopped at this charger, it would not charge beyond 36 kilowatts, then I went to that one, it wouldn't recognize the payment system, the plug surfing, and now we're finally at this one, which is charging at now 100 kilowatts, and previously it was doing 150, but once it reaches 50%, it drops to 100 kilowatt charge. So overall, as mentioned, it is now, well, almost 11 hours that we are on our way, and as mentioned previously, my record was 8.5 or 9 back in the days, back in 2020 when it was COVID, so there was no one on the road because everyone was in lockdown, and of course also I didn't have to stop for any charges. But I must say now actually it's not that bad. We also, most importantly, are completely inefficient with our driving because, or with our charging, because once we're done charging, and we can proceed to the next stop, we're like, oh, you know what, ooh, bathroom break, oh, you know what, oh, let's get a snack. So we're actually wasting a lot more time, or they go, you know what, we've been waiting extra longer, let's let the dogs out one more time. So yeah, you could do definitely faster, but most importantly, we feel very rested, because I remember when I was doing like a one stretch of the follow-up in the evening, I was completely done, and also the following day was very difficult. Yeah, very tiring. So I think it's actually quite okay overall. We're having fun, nice family time, so it is very good. Alright, so next stop is Slovenia, and then of course also Zagreb, the final destination. 150 kilowatt charging, and we are now 10 o'clock 35. We're in Slovenia, and actually there's a KFC over there, so I made an Instagram post or story saying that if someone wants to meet up at the KFC, come over. So let's see, maybe we're gonna have a random meeting. Maggie is already getting me a bucket because we love a bucket. No buckets for dogs though, sorry, because it's not good.
Hello guys.
Hi.
It took you like forever.
And they made wrong.
What, we have no bucket?
We have bucket but without bucket.
Oh, okay. Well, we have E30 and a Tesla. So thank you very much guys for joining.
Thank you.
Well, as mentioned in the post or in the story, I'm not sharing food with you, but you can. We can share the love for cars. So what's this? That's Model 3
Long range.
long range.
Yeah.
So it's like what, 300 something horsepower or
360.
360.
Yeah.
Nice. So how much can you get range on it?
400 kilometers.
400?
Maybe less. if it's
Okay.
cold.
So that's funny. So this is long range. This is performance and not long range, but this gets similar amount.
Yeah,
So
but I also drive a bit fast.
yeah. Ah. Okay. So real kilometers.
Yeah.
Nice. And this is a one and only 3. Yeah, I know, but you shouldn't spoil it. People need to guess. You don't have the badge. Ah, yeah, sleeper.
Yeah.
316.
You can still see it, but
Nice. Very cool.
it's the winter wagon.
Winter wagon.
Yeah.
That's a proper one, especially like with the whole rear-wheel drive and the. Can you do some skits with it, like in the winter?
In the winter, yeah.
Probably.
Of course.
Open diff life.
Yeah.
Nice.
Unfortunately.
I mean, you got to start somewhere.
It's a daily.
And to be honest, like this car probably gets a lot more looks than any modern car nowadays because it stands out. And is that an actual E30 without rust? I'm trying to find out.
Like a bit of rust. Surface rust, but no actual rust.
Nice. Okay, well, it's still good. So how many kilometers it has?
I think 170.
That's actually quite good.
20,000 this year.
Wow, wow,
Since April.
nice. Snack,
Yes.
snack.
Snack.
What we have? What we have? Food chat before people gonna. We have something for KFC. Nothing for dogs. Poor dogs.
Did you let them out?
No,
Why?
because I was looking at cars.
That's not how it goes.
I like how you call me that. One very important note. I was just told that food standards are very high in Slovenia, and I was like, yeah, sure. But KFC was made fresh, and the biggest issue that I have with KFC worldwide is when they have it just like lying there under the heating lamp, and then you order it, and within 30 seconds you order it's ready. It's completely soggy and disgusting, but this is actually fried fresh. Shout out.
And we got something for free because that was not the order.
Nice. This could be a brand new video with KFC. KFC, give us reach out to us. Wait, how are we back at Apex already? Well, the reason for that is that the last fragment, once we arrived in Zagreb, for some reason recorded without no sound. So let me quickly explain. As you can see, we arrived there around 3 o'clock. This means that the total journey took us 16 hours instead of 11 and a half. Basically the double than with the Golf 4 TDI. But very important thing to mention is, as mentioned also previously in the video, we were highly inefficient. Bathroom breaks, food breaks after the car was done charging for it way too much capacity. So it could have been done in significantly less. And to prove that, we decided to be slightly more efficient on the way back. 92%, we made a quick stop at Rimac, or Bugatti Rimac by now actually, and now we're commencing our trip back. According to GPS, we're not going to make it to one charge. According to GPS, we also should be taking 11 hours and 23 of driving time. Of course, in between, we're going to have charges. We're just going to have to make the best of it. Come on, focus. Focus. Okay, if you don't want to focus, let's focus here then. 14 and a half hours, I would say. Additional 2 hours on charging. Not great, not terrible. But we made it. Dogs happy. Are the dogs happy? Yep. Dog sleep. And yes, as you can see, now it took us only 14 and a half hours. And I must say that the last stop was kinda unnecessary because we charged for up to 100%. We arrived home with like what, 70 or 80. So we could have saved another half an hour. So this means in comparison to the internal combustion engine against the EV, you end up doing like 2.5 hours more on a very long trip, on an 1100 kilometer trip. Is it bad? I would say no, definitely not, because as mentioned previously, we arrived very well rested because you are taking lots of rest in between the trips, so this is helping you a lot. However, there is one big drawback, is since you're driving on the highway, you are actually, well, and to save time, you will be charging with high-speed chargers. A high-speed charger costs roughly 79 euro cent per kilowatt. This car has a 77 kilowatt battery or 78 kilowatt hour battery. This means roughly when you arrive at the charger with like 10% or let's say 10 kilowatts, you want to put additional 50 kilowatts in there. So you spend like between 40 and 50 euros on a charge. We stopped like roughly 6 times. 6 times 4 is 240 or 250, depending how long you let it charge. 250 euros in comparison to one single tank of fuel for internal combustion engine car, even with today's prices, it's more than double. It's like 2.5 times more. However, with the EV, of course, you are saving on the taxes, and maybe you have very good subsidy, and you're saving on maintenance costs as well, especially since it's a new car, you have a warranty, yada yada. So there are trade-offs, there are positives, there are negatives, but it's not as bad as I expected when I commenced the journey. So I guess that's pretty much all I wanted to say, and I would like to hear from you guys who have done even more journeys, like with the EV, cross-country, cross-continental, maybe cross-continental even. What is your opinion? What is your experience with it? Is it bad? Is it doable? Is it horrible? It's definitely not something I would like to be doing every week or well, every 2 weeks like I did in the past when I was working for EMATS. But once a year, it's actually quite okay. And now, especially since Polestar has introduced an updated facelift model with a longer range, version, you should be able to do over 600 kilometers, probably according to WLTP. This means somewhere real kilometers of 400, maybe even 500. It becomes actually significantly better, more efficient, and more attractive for longer trips. Now, the final thing that comes up to my mind is that we were driving 130 where it was possible. If you want to do hypermiling and driving only 100 kilometers per hour, of course your range will become longer. In addition, again, we were driving in cold temperatures with snow on winter tires, more rolling resistance. In summer, it's probably better. So I think in around 5 years, the technology is definitely going to be there that we don't have to be complain about. And in 10 years, no one will even matter. But of course, for the emotional part, yeah, well, something like that would do the job better. But I'm sure that they're working on the emotional side for EV race cars. Anyway, that's another topic. We're getting sidetracked. I definitely enjoyed the silence on a long trip. Yeah, luckily the dogs are not kids and they were not barking or something. We're getting very sidetracked. Hope you enjoyed this video. See you.